Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Pro Wrestling Throwdown for the week of December 12th, 2020. I'm Caleb Black. This is Luke the Big Dog Williams, our in-studio producer, the mighty Max Fury. And it's time to recap the last couple of weeks in wrestling. Really, we got a lot to cover. Let's jump right in. Head first, Sting made his AEW debut at Winter is Coming, the Wednesday Night Live television special from AEW featuring the world title match main event between Jon Moxley and Kenny Omega, and we'll get into that in a moment, but let's talk about Sting first. So excited.
Sting coming to AEW, being the whole TNT WCW thing, it's fantastic.
So excited.
It's only going to sell. What I like we had talked about earlier, Undertaker
retires
formally, and within 7 days, Sting's like, well, guess I know where I'm going.
Sting's like, nope, don't like that.
Well, you heard that the reason that everything took place the way it did is that Sting was pitching a match with The Undertaker.
Yep.
Everyone knows that.
Yep.
Here's what a lot of people don't know. He was also pitching a cinematic match with The Undertaker, and Vince McMahon said, no one is interested in Sting versus The Undertaker in any fashion, and that's when Sting was high-pitched. I'll make you.
Which is a horrible lie.
Yep.
It's a lie because he's a liar. I would pay $100 for that one match of someone else's money because I don't have any.
We pirated. Even if, we ain't paying for this shit. Even if it was a cinematic match,
worth it.
It would still be worth it.
Worth it.
Actually, it would be more entertaining.
Also, we didn't talk about this in the news, but it bears an interesting thing. Remember when the WWE a couple of weeks ago did the launch of products with Snoop Dogg and The Undertaker?
Yeah.
Snoop Dogg is coming to AEW Dynamite to call commentary, and the WWE immediately pulled all of those products off their website.
They did pull, yes. That's crazy to me.
I don't know why we didn't talk about it in the news, but anyway, yes, Sting. Here's the thing. I don't care what anyone says when it comes to Sting. You can ask him. I have been on the Sting train longer than most have ever stayed on the Sting train. This is why Sting coming to TNT and AEW is a good thing. Name value. Marketing, primarily in merchandise, number one and number two. Sting being on TNT is a familiar feeling. Nostalgia sells tickets. You can say it doesn't, but look at every single major act that's come out of the WWE in the last 20 years.
AEW also being that the 50 and older
demographic
that they haven't been able to take from NXT,
right? Sting
helps.
And the reason you want that demo now is to use Sting's appearances on television to elevate the current stars of the wrestling business. It works. This isn't a guy who stayed too long coming back and vying for a spot. This is a guy using his spot to elevate talent, which is how the spot is supposed to be used. This is the perfect storm of events. Sting coming to AEW gives him creative freedom, gives him license to work with certain individuals, Darby Allin, and it's fucking Sting, bruh.
Not only that,
his entrance, by the way, is badass with the snow.
It's as close to Sting's WCW
music as they could possibly get with copywriting.
Yep.
Loved his debut. Loved last week. Him and Cody Rhodes. The only thing that's for sure about Sting is that nothing's for sure, just like we knew he would.
Oh, yeah.
Tony Schiavone looked like a soccer mom.
Giant douchebag.
Fuck you.
Some people can pierce their ears at 60 and look good. Tony Schiavone won.
Did he not always have the earring? Is that new?
Tony Schiavone got the earring after WCW when he showed up on TNA, 800 pounds with a Hawaiian t-shirt.
Oh, don't bring his
He was huge, dude.
It doesn't matter.
Yes,
but yes, Sting and AEW, I'm all for it. Ready for Sting, ready for Darby Allin. Let's talk about before we get into anything else, let's talk about that world title match. The main event of Winter is Coming, Kenny Omega against Jon Moxley for the AEW World title. Kenny Omega wins. Out the door, he skirts with Don Callis. Don Callis says, you'll find out what's going on with the belt Tuesday night. Officer Bar Brady says, but NXT, AEW, good Lord, but AEW airs on Wednesdays. And Don Callis says, no, you're going to find out on Access TV on Impact on Tuesday night. Now,
stop,
drop.
Shut him down, open up shop. By the way, copyrighted, not by
it's not us. We
didn't write that. Anyway, here's the deal. I want you to take a minute.
Go ahead.
And I want you, this list over here.
Episode 13.
I want you to go back. And I want you to watch it very closely.
Very
closely. You're going to see that all of this was predicted months ago.
August, episode 13 of Pro Wrestling Throwdown. We called that shit, and if you look at a lot of our reference videos, we've talked about this happening. The collective occurring. The group of independents and major promotions taking a stand together to fight the machine, and it all starts with AEW and Impact. I can tell you honestly, that episode of AEW Dynamite, Winter is Coming, Sting's return, AEW and Impact's working relationship, they gave me the perfect show. They gave me everything I wanted in a wrestling program that I could possibly fucking think about. And I thought about it all week long, and I watched Impact live. I didn't watch it off I watched it live. Me. It was great.
Also, I would like to point out that we called that the balance of power would shift over insurance as well.
Yeah, buddy. It's coming. Mm-hmm. All of these companies getting together. The union will be knocking at the door. Vince won't have a chance. He's going to have to start picking up creatively. The wrestling business is about to get really, really cool, and I am all here for it. I don't know how I feel about Kenny Omega becoming the collector, but again, if it gets people watching wrestling and it gets people engaged, fuck it. Put all of them on it.
Yes.
At least until we get a new audience and a new sense of where the wrestling business is headed.
Now, I need to interject that I don't agree with the fact of giving the title change away on television, free television. I think pay-per-view buy rates would have been something different.
I think so, too.
But I understand why they did.
Yeah, they needed the TV spot to set up for Impact.
Yes. But as far as, the dude had almost 2-year reign, or almost year reign.
Yeah, Mox.
Over a year.
Yeah.
As champion to come to an end on Dynamite.
Yeah. And
when it could have been, it could have been sold differently, but then again, like I said, I understand the whole Access TV and the whole wanting everyone to see that. Yeah. Rather than have to talk about what happened on the pay-per-view.
Yeah.
It makes sense.
Well, and I don't know that Kenny Omega winning the belt on his first title match against Moxley was the right way to go, but I don't hate it.
Right.
I do agree, that was a pay-per-view worthy exchange, but if you look at the build for everything, really, what else would they put on it?
True.
You know what I mean? At this time, should they have waited till February? I don't know. Honestly, ending the year with the AEW Impact announcement, I think was a smart move.
Also,
so it's a matter of perspective.
We're going to get into it in another video, but I do have to say that what I found was genius was Kenny Omega calling Moxley Ambrose.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah. Nice little dig. Now, again, you're going to get the coolest thing, and I know everybody wants to talk about taking the high road. In this particular situation, I don't mind a little bit of shit stirring.
No,
I don't mind a little shit flinging. I don't mind a little trash talking. I like that shit. I love that shit. Remember when Seth Rollins and Will Ospreay were having their Twitter beef, or Randy Orton and Will Ospreay had their Twitter beef? That shit's great for business.
Yes.
Talk your shit, man. Get your shit in. And guys over there in Disney World, you need to start getting your shit in, because I'm telling you right now, next year, it's going to be a tough fucking road to hoe, baby.
Also, I would like to state for the record that Triple H coming out 2 days after this whole thing's done, saying that the WWE are always open for crossovers. While they are open for crossovers, no one will ever cross over with the E, because the E will never allow someone else to get over on their product.
Not to mention, like I said to you privately,
Invasion Angle, case in point.
Yeah, if like I said to you privately, if they'd have had that attitude 3 years ago, AEW wouldn't have happened. When Jericho first pitched the cross-promotional Intercontinental Championship match between him and Seth Rollins, if they'd have been, or even if the WWE would have responded with using the NXT guys on Jericho's cruise, they had a chance to play ball, and they didn't. So not the AEW didn't take their ball and go home. They built another fucking stadium.
Yep.
And now they're inviting all the fucking minor league teams to play in the big time. Fucking here for it, bud. Here totally for down. It, bud. Let's talk a little bit about Shaq He's going to be coming to AEW. We got the Jade Cargill name drop a couple weeks ago. He's finally going to show up on TV, so there's a payoff there. We got Snoop Dogg coming in to be his commentator.
He showed up. He did the interview with Brandy Rhodes. Got the glass of water thrown in his face this week. Over the watch Jade wrestle. She might teach you a thing or two.
Yeah.
Honestly,
a great little promo by Shaq too.
I'm huge into professional wrestling. I've watched everything there is to watch, and maybe I'm just ignorant.
Yeah,
I mean, probably ignorant.
I don't see.
But I don't know who the hell this Jade girl is.
She was featured on their TV for a long time. I imagine she's the talent they've just been waiting to utilize for the right thing.
Right. Well, what I'm saying is they do all this. Well, she's this, and you need to watch her and learn how to work.
But we don't know.
I don't know who you are.
Right.
I know who Sting is. I know who Sting is.
He's the icon.
He's the guy who...
It's showtime!
He's the guy who just totally changed the wrestling business. Again.
The other thing about Shaq, with Pat McAfee just absolutely killing it in NXT, I don't know if Shaq's going to do the same. At his age, his size.
Yeah, that's not going to happen.
I don't know if it's going to lead to a match or whatever. I'm sure there'll be some entertainment value. But as far as capitalizing on the celebrity, why not like a fucking Stephen Amell?
You don't have the Big Show. I don't care about Shaq.
Well, yeah, Shaq's not going to be wrestling a giant, and they don't have any giants there. They got Lance Archer. That's about it. He's the biggest guy on the roster. I guess Brody Lee could qualify.
Brody Lee, there's a lot of stigma behind Brody Lee because he hasn't been featured on television.
He hasn't, yeah.
They haven't talked about him.
Yeah.
But that's the thing. They haven't talked about him.
Right. The members of his cult haven't even mentioned
Someone asked Tony Khan, and on Twitter, Tony Khan said, I can't comment on Brody Lee. Which kind of makes you wonder, was his deal for only so many months?
Yeah, maybe he's going to...
Or maybe he's going to show up on Impact.
Or maybe he's going to show up at Ring of Honor at Final Battle this week.
We'll never know.
We'll never know.
We will know in a couple days.
We'll know in a couple hours. I think Final Battle is like tonight.
Oh, right on.
Boy, we're such a good wrestling show. Yeah, we think that pay-per-view is happening tonight.
Well, Ring of Honor doesn't get as much.
We really don't cover Ring of Honor as much as we should. And I think that's our fault. We will do our best to try to continue implementing Ring of Honor.
Well, it's not going to be hard because when they join in on the TNA and the AEW thing, the sky's the limit.
See them all the time.
Yep.
Hope so. Guys, that's going to wrap us up here for part 1. We are going to go ahead and do a part 2, so stay tuned for that. Make sure you like, subscribe, comment down below. Let us know what you think about Sting. Send us an email at prowrestlingthrowdown@gmail.com to let us know what you think about Shaq. Find us on Facebook at facebook.com/prowrestlingthrowdown and tell us what you think about the AEW Impact working deal. Follow us on Twitter at prowrestlingtd and tweet at us about wrestling things.
After the first 2 weeks of the year, we're going to go back live on Twitch.
Yes, so you can find us on Twitch at Pro Wrestling Throwdown. We'll be back. Like we said, we're going to take a break from Twitch until January, so we'll come back into that. Stay tuned. Part 2 of the wrestling recap for the last couple weeks is coming up here in just a minute.